Hello all, welcome back to another video and welcome to Sammy G's World of Cinema. Today on the channel, guys, on this sort of chilly Sunday morning as I'm recording this, and this autumnal Sunday as well, and we're slowly heading to winter now. God, guys, I can't believe it. This month is just flown by. It'll soon be Christmas before we know it, but yeah, and I'm really looking forward to Christmas as well. That'll be really good. So yeah, guys, I thought I would do something a little bit different here today on the channel, because I have done a lot of sort of like physical media related videos recently. So I thought I would do something a little bit different here and talk about 5 movie recommendations I want to share with you guys. And these are all kind of on a similar, not too dissimilar sort of brackets to one another, where I would say kind of indie drama, but like drama within the drama genre as well. And yeah, I think a lot of you guys watching probably will know a couple of these films, no doubt, possibly all of these films. They're just 5 movies I haven't really spoken a great deal about on the channel, and I wanted to give them a bit of spotlight and my full recommendation as well. So yeah, guys, the weekend is still alive and kicking, and really looking forward to showing you guys what recommendations I'm going to spotlight here today on the channel. So grab yourself a cuppa, let's get this ball rolling. Come on, bring on the show, and let's get on with it, shall we? Come on, let's go. Right, guys, so the first one was, I think, one that kind of dropped onto streaming about 5 years ago, and sadly I don't think this ever had like a physical release, which was a real shame, to be honest, because yeah, I think this film was just really good and something kind of fresh and different as well. And it was kind of like a modern day kind of take on a sort of a time loop subgenre, like the Groundhog Day sort of subgenre, if you like, that whole time loop thing going on. And that is the film Palm Springs. Only seen this the once, admittedly, but I do remember this being really good. Andy Samberg and Christine Tilliti. I'll put the name up on the screen there, guys, but yeah, both of their performances are absolutely fantastic, and you've got a great supporting role from J.K. Simmons in there as well. So yeah, this is kind of about Andy Samberg's character, I think called Niles, I think it is. He just wakes up in sort of like, he's basically just, I think, come out of like a relationship, decides to attend to his friend's wedding, I think taking place on the 9th of November. And yeah, he's kind of in a little bit of a frazzled sort of situation where he doesn't really know what to do. And yeah, I think both of his friends, Abe and Tara, I think it is. So yeah, like he attends to like the wedding reception, and then he meets Tara's like best friend or sister, I think it is, called Sarah. So they meet, and then they kind of like bond a bit of a relationship. Well, as you could see in the movie continue, they do start to bond a bit of relationship, and then they one day decide to like basically escape together, and then they decide to go to like this desert, and then basically out of nowhere there was this guy that's just like got like a bow arrow and stuff, and then they're kind of like chasing from this guy, or I think Niles is, and then he goes into this cave, and then all of a sudden then he wakes up yet again on the 9th of November, and that's where you start to see this time loop thing, and then they just, again, rinse and repeat, just meet one another again at the wedding, and they start to, before going through this whole time loop phase, they start to, like, spend quality time with one another, and just keep reliving that same magic and that same moment over and over. And yeah, this is just a really sweet film, guys. Andy Samberg has just sat down. I think he's just like sat down on a chair, and then he's sat with J.K. Simmons. They start to like chat life in general, how much Sarah means to like Niles, and J.K. Simmons just sends him out some kind of really meaningful like advice there, and it's just, yeah, just a really good film, guys, and yeah, definitely quite underrated as well. And a really interesting take on this sort of like this Groundhog Day time loop sort of side genre there. So yeah, and I do love it's got a real summery feel about this film as well. Definitely a great one to like kind of watch in the summer, even though this film does take place in November there. It's still got that summery feel about it. So yeah, that is Palm Springs there. A film that is probably a bit more well known here, but it's like kind of like, I would say definitely, I would still class it as like an indie drama, but kind of a bit more well-known as well. And from Greta Gerwig, who is a fantastic director as well. And yeah, that is the film Lady Bird from A24. Firstly, one of my favourite A24 films. I think this is an absolutely fantastic film where you follow Christine Lady Bird, as she goes by in this film, in 2002, where she goes to a Catholic like school, and she's wanting to apply for like university. She's wanting to apply for New York University. Basically, her mother has got a bit of an idea of like where is the best place for her to go, and you know, like to be still close by with her family as well. But Christine's got like these ambitions in life, and she wants to kind of go to New York and live the dream as well, and go on to like university. But her mother's again got kind of reservations of if this is going to be the right thing for her daughter. So basically Christine just kind of keeps it on the down low really, and just doesn't really mention anything to like her mother. But her father's kind of like supporting her really. Her father's kind of going through a lot of like kind of struggles there, kind of being laid off at work, and he's kind of feeling a bit depressed. So there's a serious kind of side to this film as well. It's got a lot of emotional beats to this one, and Christine spends a lot of quality time with her best friends Julie as well. And then you find that they're going to this like they're auditioning for this stage play. I think it's of The Tempest, I think it is. And then yeah, Christine does meet like a guy I think called Patrick. They start to have a bit of a bond for a while, and then you find that Christine really likes Timothy Chalamet's character. I forget what the guy's name is again. Is it Kyle? I think it is. And yeah, so it goes through so many different like beats and so many different emotions, this film does, and it is just a beautiful movie, guys. Very soulful. I love kind of the score from John Brion, I think it is, who did the score for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And yeah, that ending has got a beautiful message attached to it. Also, I do really like kind of the 2000s sort of feel about this movie that is going through it, and all the performances are really just top notch. The main mother is absolutely fantastic as well. And yeah, it's got just a really great like storyboard layout to this one, and Yeah, great, like, coming of age movie, that one as well. So yeah, and some quite comical scenes here and there as well, to be fair. Like, one particular comical scene, like, quite at the start of the film there. So yeah, that is Lady Bird from A24 and would get my full recommendation there. Absolutely fantastic film. Captain Fantastic, which is very much me. I'm Captain Samtastic, there we go. But yeah, I was a little bit late to the party with this one. I think I caught it like one day on like Film 4 about like 6 years ago, I think it was. So maybe it's about 2019 when I first watched it. This film I didn't know really, but yeah. So this is a really good, like, wholesome kind of family-driven, family-orientated film about this guy, played by Viggo Mortensen, and basically he's a single father. He's raising his 6 children in like the deep forests. I think because they kind of like they lose their home, but they wanted to like venture out and like see what life is like living in the wilderness. The main guy, he's kind of wanting to kind of sort of you know, like, do something kind of different, like, as a parent, and he kind of wants to, you know, teach his children, kind of like give them like the best education that he can, but also kind of like to sort of like what life is like for them, like growing up in like the wilderness and that. And it's a really interesting story. You do get a side plot where he does meet like a couple relatives along the way who's kind of wanting what's the best for him and his children, possibly like to be like that there might be like kind of they've got a foster family in mind to take on his children, but he's still wanting kind of to be with his like children in the best way possible, and he wants to give the best life that a parent can give towards like his children, really. And yeah, it's a really interesting film. I like how as well as the father, well, a great like leading stellar performance from Viggo Mortensen. But all these kids in this film have got each like different like personalities to one another and kind of got different ways of doing things. I do remember there's one guy, I think he was in the film We Bought a Zoo. He's got like a interesting sort of like side story in there as well, and it's just a really good film. One scene, I think, when they turn up out of the blue to like this church as well. I do really like this film, and also just the scenic locations as well with the forests and stuff. Also, yeah, some of the score as well is really good. I think you've got George McKay, who plays a great like part in this film as well. So yeah, just a really good story to this one, guys, and just a good like definition of like a family-driven, family-orientated drama there. So that is Captain Fantastic. Second to last one now, I've gone for a film I don't believe I have ever spoken about on my channel, and yeah, this director was on a streak of like really good films for a while, and I think the last couple of films he's done hasn't been the best in his filmography. But yeah, this is like the kickstart of it all, and this is just again a really underrated and really interesting directorial debut. I think has only had as far as a DVD release over here in the UK, but I think a boutique label like Criterion could really do a stellar job with giving this like a release, to be fair, on like Blu-ray and stuff, a reissue. And that is Taika Waititi's directorial debut movie, Boy. So yeah, this is a really interesting little drama, this one, and again, kind of done on a low budget, just a really good like wholesome sort of like character driven sort of story to this one, where you focus on the kid, and he's called Boy, and He's it's about this film. This film is takes place in the early 80s, I believe 1984, where he kind of like hangs out with his friends, and there's this girl in the same year as him that he's got a bit of a sort of like he's really fond of, and yeah, he lives with his brother, and basically his father has spent a long time away, like distant from the family, so like he's spent time away, and they're a bit unsure when he's going to come back, him and his brother, and like another relative as well. And then one day out of the blue, Taika Waititi plays like his father, and he turns up out of the blue one day, and then basically now the character boy is always you know, like really looked up to his father, and kind of like he's been like a bit of a role model, and kind of like he's you know, really idolized his father, and done in like a fantasy sort of fashion where it's kind of like got a bit of a costume sort of attachment to like the main father's character as well, and it's kind of like done in this sort of like fantasy skip scenario sort of thing from what I remember. And yeah, he turns up out of the blue to like their home one day, and then the main kid boy, he's thinking that he's returned to spend some quality like father and son time with him, and he does to one extent. It is just brought to his attention, and a new discovery is just brought to light where he discovers there's this bag of money hidden somewhere away in this like this farm, and he's wanting to kind of long distance to find it, and it's him and his friends that are really wanting to go on this venture to find this bag of money. And yeah, it's really interesting that kind of you know, is plays out into the picture as well. And yeah, I really like this one at the time. This film also like takes place in 1984, and then also the main kid's boy, he's like a massive fan of Michael Jackson as well. Like I think there's a few like scenes here and there where there's like kind of a sort of like there's scenes like devoted to like MJ as well. And yeah, just a really interesting like indie drama, this one. And yeah, you can definitely see where Taika Waititi would evolve as a director after making his directorial debut as well. It's got a little bit of a similar feel and aesthetic to the film Hunt for the Wilder People, which I think came out about a couple of years, oh no, sorry, much later on actually, come to think of it, after this film, because this was 2010 and Hunt for the Wilder People was 2016 there. So yeah, really good directorial debut, and yeah, I would love to do a video about some of my favourite directorial debut movies at some point as well. But yeah, this is a really good recommendation for me. That's the film Boy there. And the last recommendation for this video, and this is starring Steve Carell, directed by the wonderful Robert Zemeckis, and this I would consider to be so underrated. Now, this film does get a bit of a mixed bag of reception. It got a little bit of a mixed reception, to be honest, but I personally have a really good time with this one. Saying that, I've only seen this the once, but I do remember this one being pretty good and super kind of underrated, to be honest. And that's starring Steve Carell, and that's Welcome to Marwen. So this is based on a true story about Mark Hogenkamp, who I think in the early 2000s, he was attacked by 5 men at this bar. And ever since, it kind of, you know, really changed his life. And he suffers from like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, after this real kind of, you know, drastic and horrific event that happened. They're taken into trial. They're taken into court, about this like horrific sort of event that happened. And yeah, Mark Hogenkamp, he's suffering with PTSD. He's living by himself, and he's kind of mapping out sort of like kind of about kind of his life, and but through like these models and through this fictional village of like Marwen, done through like these models and this kind of display and stuff. And yeah, you know, like based on like these like model characters based on like him and a few other like people he knows, but other like characters as well. It is such an interesting like little film, this one as well. There's a great like side story with Leslie Mann. I'm not a huge fan of Leslie Mann, admittedly, guys, but you know what? I must admit, she does a really good job in this film as well. Because I think in a couple of other films, I find her to be a little bit over the top, but she's actually really good in this film, to be fair, and she plays a great like supporting role to the story. And yeah, just a really good chemistry between them. But it's just a really interesting like biopic about this guy, because I didn't really know anything about this guy before this film came out. And it's interesting to see how some of Mark's sort of like life and events, you kind of see that through like this vision of like these models and this fictional village of Marwen there. So yeah, really cool little film, this one. That is Welcome to Marwen there from Robert Zemeckis. So yeah, guys, those are my 5 indie drama or drama recommendations there. And yeah, there's a couple here that's got a little bit of a comedy feel, a coming of age feel about it as well. But I've been wanting to do something like this for a little while now, and you know, talk about like a few movies themselves, as well as much as I do love doing physical media related videos. It's nice to do videos here and there as well, talking about the movies themselves, and that's what I wanted to do here today on the channel. So do let me know, have you seen any of these movies, and what's your thoughts on them? And is there any of these movies that you own in your collection? Do you plan on checking any of these movies out? And if these movies seem appealing to you, I would love to know all of that good stuff in the comments down below. And I hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back for episode 8 of the Unwatched Shelf series, and the deadline to kind of get your votes in for that episode is on Tuesday the 18th of November there. So yeah, guys, thanks so much for all of your continuous support on the channel, and I'll be back for more content soon there. So thanks for watching, cheers for stopping by, and until next time, I'll see you for the next video. Bye bye, take care, guys.